Kimberly. Allison from Starliner Music. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with my series entitled Blues Solos with Comping. In these exercises we go back and forth from lead guitar to rhythm guitar accompaniment within the space of a 12-bar blues. First, I will perform Blues Solo with Comping in the key of D minor, number 3, and then I'll break it down for you. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, today we're going to break down Blues Solo with Comping in the key of D minor, number 3. So in these examples, we take a 12-bar blues, we break it into 3 parts, and each part will have a lick, comping, another lick, and more comping. So we've got a 12-bar blues, and we're going to alternate between lead guitar and comping means to play accompaniment. It means to play something complementary to the style. So basically we're talking about rhythm guitar. So we have sort of a self-contained solo with lead guitar and alternating rhythm guitar. Let's go ahead and look at the scale that we'll be using for this particular example. The scale that we'll be doing is the D blues scale, and we're going to be in the C form of cage. That means the scale that sits right here in this under this octave pattern in this part of the neck between the 3rd and 5th-ish frets. And if you don't understand caged, maybe you can go back and watch one of my videos on caged, but we're talking about that form. The fingering for the D blues scale is this. So we'll be using that group of notes, that D blues scale there, for this example. Now that we've talked about the scale, let's go on to part 1. Here's part 1. So the first lick in part 1, we're coming straight down the blues scale, starting at the 5th of the chord. So we're in D minor, we're on the D minor chord, we're starting with a chord tone, that's the 5th, we're descending down the scale. Now I'm also starting this part of the lick on the 5th. This is the lower 5th A again, coming up the scale, and then coming over to the F here, that's the minor 3rd, and ending on the root. So, and then I go to the comping. Now the comping is based around D minor. Actually, it's based around D minor pentatonic. We have power chords within D minor pentatonic, which means the power chord is based off the root here. That's a D5, meaning just a root and a 5th of a D. And then we're going to a root and a 5th of an F, that's the minor 3rd of D. That makes it sound minor, it's the minor 3rd power chord. Then we go up to the G, that's a 4th power chord, meaning a power chord on the 4th of the minor pentatonic. And then we're going to go back to the root power chord D. So it sounds a little like Green Onions. It's a very familiar minor blues sound, and so that's going to be our comping pattern throughout. Of course varied for the chord, but that's it for the chord D. So again, the first part of this section is and then we go on to the next lick. Back to the comping. So here we're bending to the note D. Again, I'm starting on a chord tone, that's the root, and I'm playing the D here. So I have the bent version, and then the fingered version, and that again. Then I go up the scale, using the blue note, and end on the 5th of the chord. So I'm bookending my lead guitar with chord tones, and then I go back over to the rhythm guitar, same as before. Let's put that together. On to part 2. Here's part 2. So in part 2, we're going to be playing over G. That's the 4 chord, so we're targeting a G minor tonality. So we're bending to the note G here at the 6th fret, and we're going to play the finger G here. So G, G, G. You go up to the top of the scale, down the scale, and then bend a G. Now notice I didn't use the blue note this time. You don't actually have to add the blue note all the time. It just adds a bit of a bluesy flavor to the scale. Really, the blues scale is just the minor pentatonic with the addition of the blue note, and the blue note is optional. So now after we played this G lick, we're going to go to G comping, which is just the same thing we did for D, except now we're going to use power chords out of the G minor pentatonic. We have a G5, that's off the root, and then we have a B flat 5 off the minor 3rd, and then we have a C5 off the 4th. Together it's here is the entire G phrase. And then we move back to D. So that would be and in the D lick we're going to play D, so we're starting our phrase on D, and we have a triplet here, so we're going just triplets of D. Finger D, bent D, D, and we go up the scale, back down the scale, then we jump down to the low 5th, we come across and end on the note D. So we started on D's and ended on D's, and then we go back to our D comping. Here's part 2 one more time. On to part 3. Here's part 3. So in part 3, we're starting on the 5 chord, that's A minor, and we're going to start on the note A and come down the scale. We're not going to use the blue note here, so we have, and then we have a bend, and then right on down the scale, and then back up the scale, and we end there on the note C, which is the minor 3rd of an A minor chord. One more time. And then we're going to go to comping, and for comping we're going to use an A minor triad, which is straight across the 5th fret right there, and then we're going to walk that down chromatically to G minor, and then at this point we're going to bring it home with a long blues scale run straight down the blues scale here, starting on the A, and we're using the blue note this time. And then ending on the root D. And back to the D comping. And then we're going to approach the 5 chord chromatically from underneath. So we're starting at the note G, and then G sharp, and then we're going to go to an A, but it's going to be included in the A chord. And this time we're going to use A7. The A7 has a little bit more pull back to the 1 chord D minor. It's very common to see a dominant 5 chord in a minor key. And we end on our 1 chord D minor. Let's put part 3 together. That's it for Blues Solo with Comping in the key of D minor number 3. I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon.